Is that a bug? Hey friends, what is up? Today we're doing this cool tone smoky eye. I'm definitely feeling the fall looks, and instead of doing a warm tone look like I did in my previous video, which if you have not checked out, you should. So instead of doing a warm tone, I thought of doing a cool tone just because I never do cool tones. Personally on myself, I don't love how they look. I really just feel like warm tones suit my skin tone and my eye color a lot better. So I decided to step out of my comfort zone today and do a cool tone look. Perfect for fall, or for folding laundry, or for picking up dog poop, whatever you want. If you end up liking this video, please give a thumbs up, comment down what you would like to see from me in the future, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the brows are on. The only products I currently have on my skin are the Marc Jacobs Youthquake Moisturizer and the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. Next product I'm using is the Farsali Liquid Glass Serum. This product you definitely want to shake up before you apply. It's got some light reflecting pigments in it at the bottom, so make sure you shake that up before you apply. Just do a little bit, or more than a little bit. And this stuff smells so good. Farsali's products are great because they're definitely a mix between like a skincare and makeup, so their products definitely like live between both of those worlds. This definitely smooths the skin and hydrates it, and it gives it a little bit of a glow as well. I'm also trying out a new self tanner. This is the first time I've tried it, so obviously be nice, please. Before we move on with complexion, I'm just going to quickly mist my face with the Forthright Beauty Mellow Milk Calming Mist. It's just a super gentle and hydrating face mist, and Forthright Beauty is ColourPop's sister brand. They have a really good mister on them, so they're super gentle and not disturbing to any products you have underneath. Skin prep is honestly everything. Like, the glow on my skin right now is everything. For foundation, I'm going to use the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. The two shades I have are Natural Beige and Sand. Let me see what Sand looks like. Actually, Sand might just be fine. Okay, I take it back. Sand is a good shade, so I'm just going to use Sand. This foundation isn't new, but it's new to me. I recently tried it and I enjoyed it so much I had to get a different color so that when I'm not as self-tanned, I can still wear the formula. And of course, it smells like peaches, like it's Too Faced. It's an oil-free formula. It has a 14-hour wear. It is oil controlling. I like this foundation because as much as it's a matte formulation, it doesn't look flat on the skin. It doesn't look like your skin's dry or dehydrated. It just sits down and it's definitely comfortable. It's definitely not a full coverage. Even when I try to build it up, I definitely can't get full coverage. Yeah, as much as it's a matte foundation, it looks really beautiful on the skin. Like, it honestly looks like a natural finish. Like, it looks like skin to me. It definitely has a skin-like finish. Like, you can see I've got some radiant on the high points of the face. To conceal, I'm going to use Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade Medium Sand. I've always had a weird love-hate relationship with this concealer. First of all, it's expensive. It's like 30 bucks for a concealer, but you do get a good amount of product in it. And then I used to think it looked like really bad on my skin, but I'm pretty sure that was because I was using a really light shade for me at the time. If you use a really light concealer, it probably won't cover as good because it's really light. So I think that was a problem for me. Recently, I tried out this newer color with a no makeup day, so I had no other complexion on, and I just put this under my eyes because like if I'm working and I'm wearing a mask, I'm not gonna wear makeup because what's the point? So I just put it under my eyes and I didn't set it and it looked amazing. So I'm back on the Tarte Shape Tape train just like everybody else. I recently bought the, why did I want to call it Benefit Cosmetics Barnyard? I recently bought the Benefit Boing Concealer, the new Cakeless Boing Concealer, but I told myself I have to finish this concealer before I open those because I'm always buying new products, opening them, and then never finishing them, so they expire before I finish them. And it's very wasteful, and I'm trying to really stop my habit of doing that. If you saw how many foundations and concealers I have open right now, it's my life. I can live it how I want. This skin, unset without any powders, just the way it is like everything. If you're someone that doesn't like powders or you just love like a really creamy base, you have to try these products. Like, they're so good. The foundation or the concealer do not need to be set and they still look natural and skin-like, and they don't look cakey. Now I'm gonna set my forehead. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Peach Perfect Translucent Setting Powder. Like I mentioned in my last video, I only set my forehead at the beginning because the concealer is gonna help the eyeshadow under the eye to really stick. So if you want more of a dramatic smoky eye, and if you just want the shadow to really stand out under your eyes, then don't set it. So obviously if you don't want that, if you want it to be super subtle, super not intense or anything at all under your under eyes, then definitely set it with your powder. And I'm just using my same e.l.f. damp beauty sponge, and using a damp sponge with powder is just the best way to use powder in my opinion. It really just melts it into the skin. It never looks cakey. It's definitely my go-to for setting. So what I have envisioned in my mind for my eyeshadow today, I want to do a cool tone look and just want to live my cool tone dreams. Cool tones for me, I basically never do cool tones, but it can be really pretty during the fall, during the winter, especially since everyone's go-to, including my go-to, is like definitely a warm eyeshadow look. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, step out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I'm going to be using a lot of single eyeshadows. First thing I want to do is use a concealer as my base. I love using the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Concealer. This one I love because it never fully dries down. That way it's always a smooth base for my eyeshadow to go on top of. I'm going to zoom you in real quick and then we'll get right into the eyeshadow. I don't know what to call it, but this is the look we're doing. It's like a half cut crease winged out liner shadow deal. So yeah, we're doing that. I'm first going to use Preppy from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to put this on the inner corner of the eye right above the crease so that it's visible when the eye is open. This is a nice cool tone shade, so it just looks like a shadow, and I'm going to bring that almost halfway into the eye. The same shade, I'm going to wiggle this right at the outer corner of the eye and extend the lash line outwards. And then as I'm extending it out, I'm wiggling it a little bit into the crease, but not really into the crease, so that it creates more of a V shape. So about this section of the eye is going to remain unconnected so that there's just negative space there. I'm taking just a super tiny amount of shadow in each time so that I can get a really soft blend. Then I'm taking Chamois Nude from Coastal Scents, and I'm just blending out Preppy just so that there's a super smooth blend. I'm just going over that shade and the corners of that shade. Then I'm going in with the Dose of Color Smoky Soiree palette, and I'm taking this brown shade that's called On the Rocks. I'm taking this on my Morphe M455. I'm taking just a little bit of shadow, and I'm just going to use this to intensify the shapes that we've already created. So I'm going to put this on the lash line and extend it outwards. I'm going to place that in the inner corner of the eye with my Morphe M507, which is one of my favorite small tapered blending brushes. Just going to start blending those shades outwards. And I'm going to use the shade Desert Sands to blend out On the Rocks from Dose of Colors. Just building up the inner and the outer corner of the eye with On the Rocks until I get the smokiness that I'm looking for. And then I'm making sure to blend it out with Desert Sands and Chamois Nude just to make sure that everything blends seamlessly and that I still keep that negative space in the middle of the eye. Then I'm taking Midnight from the Dose of Color Smoky Soiree palette. I'm using my ColourPop E6 brush, and I'm just using this as a liner, smoking out the corner of the eye and defining the inner corner of the eye. And I'm blending out Midnight with On the Rocks. Then I'm taking Hayride from Makeup Geek, and I'm going over the corners of the shadow just to blend them out. Then I'm taking the same L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and I'm going to cut out the crease of my inner corner. I'm doing this while my eye is open so I can see where I need to place the concealer, because I'm basically creating the same shape as my crease but above it. Once I get to the third of the eye where there's negative space, I blend the concealer outward so that it's a seamless blend. Then I'm taking the same concealer brush and concealer underneath the wing just to sharpen it up. Then I'm going in with the shade New in Tone. Then I'm putting this in the negative space of the eye, so wherever the concealer is laid down. I'm going in with the shade Shimma Shimma from Makeup Geek, and I'm putting this on the inner corner of the eye to give the lid more of a two-tone effect. I just threw on some Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and the lashes I'm using are the Lily Lashes in the style Randy. I haven't seen many people use this style, and I thought they were really pretty. They're like the perfect wispy winged out lash. They're kind of perfect for elongating the eyes, so they go perfectly with this winged out liner look. I'm going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide Down Eye Pencil in Perversion, and I'm going to put that in my waterline and smoke it down my lash line. I'm using my ColourPop L1 brush, and I'm just smudging the liner out. Then I'm setting the liner with Midnight from the Smoky Soiree palette from Dose of Colors, and then I'm going to blend that out with On the Rocks. My Morphe M152 to blend out the brown shade. And I did throw on some Desert Sand from Makeup Geek under the lower lash line as well, just to tie it in with the top lid. I'm going to go in with my Benefit Cheek Leaders palette, and I'm going to use Hoola bronzer that's inside. I honestly don't use this palette that often because it's just big. I think just because it's bigger, so it goes like in the back of my drawer, so I don't see it that often and I don't use it that often. Hoola is just such a good bronzer, and I can't believe I've had it like in my collection for so long, and yet I don't really use it that often. You can tell that Hoola is like one of the only products in here that I really use that often. There's Dallas, which is like a blush bronzer hybrid. Dandelion, which is a super soft pink, and I think that's probably why I don't use it, is because it's such a soft pink color. Then we have California, which this one for me, I have to like scrape the top off of, because whenever I go in with my brush, it leaves some type of film on it, so when I go in again, like nothing comes on it, but I have to scrape it pretty regularly to get that weird film off. And it is a really pretty color. I do enjoy it, but it's shimmery, which kind of hit or miss on, so that's probably why I don't use it that often. And the Tickle highlight, which I feel weird that I don't love it because people talk about the Tickle and the Cookie highlighter a lot, and I don't know, just not really my jam, I guess. I think I'll just stick in this palette for the rest of the complexion products today. Since it is a really good value, it's a good product for sure, and I just don't really use it that often, so I'm gonna make myself. I'm gonna go in with Dallas, which is, like I said, like that blush and bronze kind of hybrid. Just for comparison, this is Hoola bronzer, this is Dallas, this is Dandelion, and this is California. So Dallas and Hoola are essentially the same thing. I feel like when I just put Dallas on, it kind of made it really ashy, so I don't love that. It doesn't seem to show up on camera. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks like there's like a stripe of an ashy shade just on my cheek, and I'm pretty sure that was from Dallas, so I guess that would explain why I don't use it. I'm just going over top of it with my e.l.f. sponge with whatever product is on it, just to blend that out. I'm gonna go back in with Hoola since I lost some of the bronziness. It looks weird now. I don't like it. What happened? I don't know what happened, but I don't like it. I'm gonna take the California blush and pop that on the cheeks. Ooh, she's pretty. I usually go for more of a peachier vibe, so that's probably why I don't reach for this shade, but it is really pretty. Maybe like a little too pink for the look, but what is? I'm gonna go in with my Rimmel Maxi blush in Sweet Cheeks and just go over top of the blush, just hitting like the very apples of the cheeks. And then I'll go ahead and take the Tickle highlight. I think it's too gold. I think that's why I don't like it. It's super yellow, which is weird because it looks very pink in the pan. It's like pink yellow. Yeah, I don't love that. It's pretty. It's pretty, it's just not my favorite. Like, I prefer more of a champagne highlight than like gold yellow. It's not even, is it even gold? It just looks yellow to me. Then I'm gonna take ColourPop Super Shock highlights in Flexitarian and just go over top of it. I'm very torn on what to do for lips. I kind of want to do a neutral nude. I kind of want to do a dark lip, but I did a dark lip in my last video. But it's fall. For the lips, I'm taking ColourPop's Lippy Pencil in BFF3. I'm just lining my lips with that lip liner and then filling in the corners. The lipstick I'm using is Anastasia Beverly Hills Matte Lipstick in the shade Kiss. I'm carving out my lips with some concealer just to get a really sharp defined line around. And then I'm topping it off with Smith & Colt's Hydro Gloss in the shade Soft Honey. I'm finishing off the look with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in the shade Chocolate. I really like it. Like I said, I never use cool tones, so I'm glad to be serving some cool tone realness today. Like I said in the beginning, I basically never use cool tones just because I feel like they don't look great on my skin, but just wanted to step out of my comfort zone today and try something that I usually wouldn't. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what videos you'd like to see from me in the future. My social media handles will be down below if you'd like to see more from me, and I'll see you guys next time.